Welcome back to Spring Into Math 5. This is Mr. Stein here again, and today we're going to talk about the coordinate grid. Okay, so coordinate grids. First off, what is a coordinate grid? So a coordinate grid is a graph that allows us to locate points in space. So we use a coordinate grid to locate points in two-dimensional space. Okay, so like when we were talking about figures before, we were talking about three-dimensional objects. We're just talking about two dimensions, flat, plane. Okay, so a pair of numbers called coordinates tells us where the point is located. We can graph any point in space on a coordinate grid. What does a coordinate grid look like? So let's take a look. So you can see that this coordinate grid has two lines, one that's vertical and one that's horizontal. You guys have probably seen these before. A lot of times you do different graphs on them. So this is just a basic example of a coordinate grid. All right, so it has one point where the two lines meet. Each of these parts, when I was talking about the horizontal line, the vertical line, and the point where the two lines meet, have special names. All right, so what are the names of these parts? The horizontal axis, or the line that goes across, is called the x-axis. The vertical axis, or the vertical line that goes up and down, is called the y-axis. All right, the point where the two axes meet, so axis is plural for axis, is called the origin. Now, the origin has a value of 0, 0. So you can understand the origin a little more if you know about the x and the y-axis. All right, so every line on the x-axis has a different value. So I know it's a little small, but if you look there, you can see that it starts at 0, and this one goes all the way to 16. All right, so when a point has already been plotted on a coordinate grid, we use an ordered pair to identify its location. So a coordinate is written in the form of an ordered pair. Okay, so we're plotting points on a coordinate grid using coordinates, and then when we put them down there, we call them an ordered pair. All right, so in an ordered pair, there are two numbers put inside a set of parentheses. Okay, the first number is the x value, and the second number is the y value. Okay, so you can see here, I'm going to highlight it for you, that it's written as x comma y. So here's an example of an ordered pair. So you see here we have 3, 4, 3 comma 4. So you can see here I have 3 on the x-axis and 4 on the y-axis. All right, so how do we graph points on a coordinate grid? So to graph a point on a coordinate grid, we use numbers organized as coordinates. So a coordinate is written in the form of an ordered pair. We talked about that before. So let's look at the ordered pair 3, 4. So this ordered pair has two values. It has an x value of 3 because the x value comes first, and it has a y value of 4 because the y value comes second. So each ordered pair represents one point on a coordinate grid. All right, so next we can graph this ordered pair on the coordinate grid. So we're going to work in one part of the coordinate grid. You'll learn the other sections in a little bit. All right, so if we graph 3, 4 as one point on the coordinate grid, we start at the origin. We count 3 units on the x-axis first. Then working from the 3, we count up 4 since the y-coordinate is 4. All right, so we're going to demo this to give you a better idea. Okay, so I'm going to use red here. Hopefully you'll be able to see it. So we're graphing the ordered pair 3, 4. All right, so you can see here we go over 1, 2, 3 because we're doing the 3 for the x-axis. And you can see here we're going to start here with the x. Okay, and then we're going to go up to the y. So we're going to go up 1, 2, 3, 4. So you can see here our ordered pair 3, 4 is in the exact spot where 3 meets 4. Okay, so what about if we have an ordered pair with a 0 in it? So sometimes you're going to have a 0 as an ordered pair. So you can see here I have 0, 4. All right, so in this instance, since 0 is the x, I don't move. I stay on the 0, and then I just go up 4. So you can see here I go up 1, I can tell you 1, 2, 3, and 4. And so you can see here I have the ordered pair 0, 4, because it's on the 0 line of the x-axis and on the 4 line of the y-axis. All right, so let's try a few. Okay, so now we're going to graph 4, 5. So I'm going to go over 4. So I'm thinking 1, let me make sure I can get that for you guys. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4. So I'm at the 4. And then I'm going to go up 5 because it's x is 4, y is 5. So I go up 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And so I would graph it right there at 4, 5. All right, let's try another one. All right, this time we have 6, 2. So we always start with the x, and then we go up 2. So we go over and up. So we go over 6. So instead of doing my little hops all the way to 6, we can just identify that we're going to start at 6. So we're going to start right here at 6, and then we're going to go up 2. So I'm really looking for where 6 meets 2, which is right here. So you go 6 and 2. So I have a ordered pair 6, 2. All right, let's try 3, 0. So we talked about 0 before. Last time we had 0 on the x-axis, so we didn't move. Well, this time the 0 is on the y, so we are going to go over 3 spots. So you think about it as 1, 2, 3, but we're not going to go up at all because we're going up 0. So our ordered pair would just be right there on the line at 3, 0. All right, so let's quickly review. A coordinate grid is a graph that allows us to locate points in space. A pair of numbers called coordinates tells us where the point is. The horizontal axis or the line that goes across is called the x-axis. Okay, the vertical line, we call that the y-axis, and that's the one that goes up and down. Okay, the point where the two axes meet is called the origin. And a coordinate is written in the form of an ordered pair with the first number representing the x and the second number representing the y. All right, so that's kind of our intro into the coordinate grid. See you next time for a little more on the same topic.